Hey, Big Mike, what's up, man? You up mighty late on a work night. You must be going to remote control that track hole tomorrow. Hey, Eric, you up late too, Eric? Hey, Tim. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it's bedtime for a lot of folks. Hey, Eric, you missed me all last week when I had the COVID. Lance, last cigarette before you go to bed. Lance, the cool guy. Y'all getting any snow up there in the Lance? I think it's coming all across it. All across the central part of the country, folks supposed to be getting a bunch of snow here in the next day or two. Okay, you kill it, you get another deer. Yeah, just a dusting. Well, that's good. Hey, Dynamo. Yeah, people late at night. Folks always looking for a place to hang out. I don't know whether we turned into night owls or got our days and nights mixed up or what's going on. But it's funny how people, and it's pretty much the same group every night. And we got a little bit of rain, but nothing to speak of. I don't know. Okay, well that's good. You got some more meat anyway. That's two. That ought to carry y'all through pretty good. Night shift for 18 years. Yeah. I don't know. I worked it 1 year graveyard. I tell you, I never could get enough sleep. I couldn't go home and go to sleep. I was wide awake. I'd get about 2 or 3 hours late in the afternoon. Man, I felt like rough all the time. But I didn't. Well, the only reason I did is because I just got married and they paid you. I think it was 10 cents an hour premium to work night shift. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he timed him out 7 times, Tim. That's what somebody said. And you got him 7 times. Most everybody realizes what happens now. They used to get upset, but I think it's done happened to all of us at least once. No, Jody, last year, sometime early last year, she kept timing me out. I couldn't figure out why she was doing it. She was asleep. 10% more? Okay. Well, we got 10 cents. I was making $2.60 an hour. The Second shift made 255, and the day shift, the 8 to 5, they made 250. I believe that's right, 250. I made 10 cents an hour more than the day shift, and a nickel an hour more than the second shift. I believe that's right. It could have been 20 cents, but I for some reason I think it was 10. But that was a lot of money for me because I came off a farm making $6 a day, and that's 6 days a week. I get $36 on a Saturday night, and so 260 an hour was big money to me. Big money. Yeah, that's good money. It takes that kind of money now to live, though. Yep. I worked on the farm. I guess I came in right there about the time they started raising hell about with the farmers and paying minimum wage, and I was working. Sometime when I was in school, I worked on the farm, and then sometime along, I don't know if I was. I think I was senior in high school. No, I worked at a lumber company that summer. The next year, I worked. My senior summer after I graduated, I went to work on the farm and making $1.10 an hour. We level land. The company I worked for, the farm I worked for, had 13,000 acres, and they had a crew of dirt movers, and I hired on as a dirt to drive a tractor and move dirt. And they paid $1.10. All right, after I was there for a month, I guess. This is back before lasers and all that. This is survey with flags, and they made me the finish man to where we had 4 units running, and each tractor would get in 100-foot wide swath that went the length of the field, and they worked that 100 foot out, and it might be a half mile long, but they had to work that, and they put the dirt in. That's how they did it, 100 feet wide. So it was 400 feet at a time. Well, they took me off. They bought another rig, hired another man to run. So now we got 5 units, and they put me as the finish man. In other words, all I did was make the land precise to the survey. And I was good at it. I mean, I had done it for my stepfather. And I mean, I could read this. I knew what I was doing. And the good part was I got a big old brand new tractor every summer. I did that for 4 summers. I got a brand new tractor every summer. Every tractor I ever drove for that company was brand new. One of them I even drove down off the truck when they delivered it. Okay, Eric. Thank you, man. Tell Angel I said hello. Y'all have a good night. But Mike, I never made $5 an hour on the farm. Now I went to Texas and drove a cotton picker for a fella, and he paid me $5 an hour, plus all expenses. All I had to do was be there to work. He fed me and slept me and everything. Now I made a bunch of money because the dew don't ever fall in where we were in Texas. You can drive a cotton picker just as long as you can sit on it. And we wouldn't knock off. We'd go to work we'd be at the cotton pickers at 7:30, 7:45 in the morning. Our time started when we got in the pickup. And we knock off at 2 o'clock in the morning. Average about 3 hours, 4 hours sleep sometimes. And I was sending all that money back home to my wife and kids. And man, I made some money that month and a half for that day and time. But when I got that job of moving that dirt, I got a 10 cents an hour raise when they made me the finish man. So I was making $1.20, and we worked 7 days a week. And then Sunday was just another day. Hey, Lance. All right, now. Good night, Lance. Have a good night. But the rain, of course, they had so much land they spread out. It rained on one farm, it wouldn't rain on the other, and we had land all over the place to move dirt on. And we never missed a day of work. It'd have to be just a sure enough big old front come through for us, and then we had to go work on equipment if we wanted to. And on Saturday afternoons, we parked all the equipment at Saturday at lunch and change oil, clean all the air filters out, air radiators. Of course, we did the air filters and radiators every day, but we give them a sure enough good cleaning, and we wash the tractors and fix anything that was broken on, stuff that needed to be repaired on Saturday afternoons, and we usually get off about 4:30 on Saturday, and then we hit it again Sunday morning. I made a lot of money working for those people because you just put in so many hours. I mean, I don't know how many hours we go to work at. We go to work at 6:30, knock off at dark, which that was a lot of about a bunch of hours. And on Saturday was a short day. We'd always get off a little early on Saturdays. So people had to go buy groceries and, all that kind of stuff. But boy, we moved a mini acre of dirt. That was fun though, really. Especially with having a new tractor every year. And then that's where I learned how to run a backhoe. I installed culverts and all that stuff on them. And put in septic tanks on the side in several towns around. They'd hire me out. I put a septic tank in no time, man. Dig the drain line, the field line, and all that. I used to do that for a lumber company. They built houses with their backhoe. And I was making, I don't know, a cat loader, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Now you still at the quarry, aren't you, Mike? Hey, Chrissy. Yeah, it's all them days are over with for me though. I didn't get to where I even dread cranking the lawnmower up. Hey, Mark. I don't know how to pin that. I don't know how to pin that thing. It's up there at the top of the link. And you get that? You didn't get much snow, did you, Mark? Finished dirt work now. Okay. Yeah, I don't blame you, Mike. Finished dirt work. There we go. Yeah, them some long hours now. One Friday, we got paid. He held Saturdays and Sundays. No, he held Fridays and Saturdays. And we got all that at the end of the year, and at the end of the summer in a lump sum. And yeah, 40 hours is plenty. But from one Sunday night to Thursday night, that's 5 days. I think Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 days. On my pay stub, I got paid for 90 hours. And 5 times 24. Oh, man, that probably was the hardest 5 days I ever put in my life. I mean, that's a lot of hours in 5 days you can be working. And then we kind of got caught up on the farm. We were working for a farmer, and then we started jumping around, and we picked for a man for 3 or 4 days. Hey, Jeremy. Yeah, I need to get several quarters, don't I? And so our hours got about 80. It dropped to about 80 in 5 days. 105. It don't leave many days, man. That don't leave many hours of sleep or do nothing. Yeah, a whole roll of quarters. Yeah, but I got an excuse, Jeremy. I've been sick. Ain't that what the giraffe or something told the big old lion? The lion was shouldn't eat him up. Said, what's wrong with you? Oh, 51 pounder, that's good. There's been several good fish caught in the last 3 or 4 weeks around by the people on YouTube. Greenwell, I think, caught one, and Richard Cluck, Fishing Freedom caught one. Stan caught a good one. There's been a bunch of good ones caught in the last couple of weeks. Hey, Mike caught a pretty good fish the other day, didn't you, Mike? Wasn't it? Did you catch a 51 or 50 or something? 48? Thought I saw you catch one. Yeah, it's been a long time since I tried to catch one. Yeah, if I'm lucky enough to get this back tended to and get rehabbed, I ought to be ready to go here by April, May. I don't know what the recovery date on this stuff is. Oh, yeah, they don't even know what they're going to do yet. I just know they're going to have to do something. I can't handle it bending over no more. 57 more days. Yeah. We usually old old saying we used to have down here is when the willow trees start budding out. Well, that's back in the days when we ran trot lines and all that. We rod and reel fishing. You know, to me it's the best time of fishing in the wintertime down here. Uh, I hung more big fish in the wintertime than I did in the summertime. But when I was real young, when we did a lot of trot line and limb line, that kind of stuff, we start going after them when the willow trees started budding out good. I had back before we even knew you catch a catfish at one time. Yeah, we'd be out there duck hunting. Should have been out there catfishing. Yeah, flew for 2 weeks. It's pretty tough. Yeah, put this link back up here in case anybody wants to jump up. See what's up. Got a few minutes till Hog Leg comes on. There he is. I don't know if I want to add him or not. I guess I will. Hey, Moo Moo.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
I just wanted to come up here and tell you before I went to bed that I just got done playing with Hog Leg and Susquehanna Stan on that trucking game.
Oh, y'all had a convo.
Lord have mercy. I'm going to tell you something now. You want to see a class of clowns. That was something else.
Where'd y'all go?
Oh, Lord. We went from Los Angeles to Kingsman, Arizona, and Stan hit Hog Leg, rear-ended him, and knocked him plumb over the next street.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. I told Hog Leg when we got on there, I said, Hog Leg, I'm fixing to tell you now, if Stan's falling behind you, you need to make sure that you tell that joker every time you fix to tap them brakes because he's showing up on the run over you.
And he did.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, gosh.
Well, next time we're going to do that, I'm going to have to record it because that is just priceless. I mean, it really is priceless.
Well, can y'all talk back and forth to each other while you drive?
Oh yeah. I had a voice chat channel going, and we're gonna have to do a live on that. Listen, I seen Stan coming in the rearview mirror, and hell, I just pulled off the road out in the desert, and just let him have it. Golly.
Well, I want to ask you something about that trip. When you went through Needles coming out of California, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you go up that first mountain, you cross I forget the name of that little river there, and you go and it's got that first mountain range. You got to go up where they got the helping trucks that come and push some of them trucks up that hill.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing on y'all's game? Do they have that?
No, they didn't. They had construction up there, and like I said, and I passed Stan Long back there, and I'm like, I'm getting away from him because he stops right in front of you. He's like an old woman on a Sunday drive. He'd like to step on the brakes right in front of you, you know. So I finally decided to pass him because I didn't want to be riding behind him after I seen him wreck Hog Leg up. I wish I'd had that on record because all I'd had to do is turn it on because I got to tell you, he hit Hog Leg and knocked him plumb over in the next lane.
Golly. How much damage did it do to the two trucks?
Oh, it totaled them. They had to, I think it cost $10,000 to get them repaired.
Oh, Lord, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Stan said it's all live.
I ain't never seen anything like that. And he just,
It sounds like y'all have a ball.
I told Hogleg, I said, old Stan got me off the hook being the worst truck driver he is.
Yeah, you ain't damaged yours in the last 2 or 3 trips.
No,
You
I
got
had,
you got pulled out and got hit there, and didn't know. But you tried to play it off, but everybody was watching. Knew you got hit.
mine was 57K in damage. Good
Lord
night.
have mercy, Stan. Mm.
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to do I'm not gonna be able to do my stream on Tuesday. I'm gonna have to do it on Wednesday. I got the wheelchair people coming.
Okay.
They got to come.
Or they do service it.
Oh yeah, they got some stuff they need to order for it. It's a constant thing,
Yeah.
when they get. I'll be doing a new chair next year, so it's a constant thing. It's a constant
Yeah.
mess.
Okay. Mm. Well, I'll be watching for your truck drivers. Maybe you can
Yeah,
get maybe you can get both of them on there, and y'all had to do one of them like that.
or we're gonna try to do a live. Uh, on it and try to get all three of them going on it. If I can get them all on the same schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, oh, he's more than a menace, Tim Molina. He's downright just dangerous.
He's a hazard, huh?
Oh,
But I saw the video where he turned over that you posted. That was he went around that corner and rolled that truck. Oh boy.
yeah, you need to buy your own truck. That way you drive it a little bit more responsibly. You get somebody else's truck and you all over tearing everything up, running all over the old women and cheering in town. And
Oh man.
Lord have mercy.
I can see how that stuff can be addicted, man. Get hung up on it. I guarantee you, Ugly playing it right now.
Well, yeah. They wanted me to play another round. I said, no, I'm fixing to go up here and say hi to Steve. My wife's got to go to work in the morning. Hogleg's like, I got a show to do at 2:00.
Yeah. Well, he probably one night he probably end up sitting there driving that truck doing that show.
Well, yeah, probably so.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have them all driving trucks and wearing moo-moos for long. This will be a moo-moo society.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, they won't stand to buy a truck. Lord have mercy. That's wild.
Hogleg finally got he finally got it out of the yard. Now, you won't see somebody that gets it in a mess. You watch old Stan drive. Now, it's a wonder they give that man license in real life.
Mm.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Hey, David Smith. Check that about his mom sell hot dog. Yeah, that's what it sounds like Stan needs to be doing. Hmm. I finally bought me some sausage today, some Johnsonville's, and ate me some sausage and sauerkraut. Boy, that was good. Man,
I don't know how you eat that stuff. Golly, that's sauerkraut.
man, that real sauerkraut like I made, man, that's some. Ooh, I could eat. I could eat a bowl of it right now. That stuff is good. Yeah. Yes, damn. You know what they say about hitting somebody in the rear end, though? It's pretty much your fault.
All I could do is just laugh. That's all I could do is just laugh. I mean, and I knew he's fixing to hit him because he's going so doggone fast, and I started grunting. That's all I could do is grunt. I couldn't say it.
He call you. That's what they say. You see something erect finna happen, what would you do? Is they call my brother? Why'd you call your brother? Because he ain't never seen nothing like what's fixing to happen here. No, I didn't buy no hamburger. I bought some that big old Lincoln Johnsonville smoked sausage. I don't know what the flavor it was, but anyway, I cut them up in pieces and boiled them, and then put some in some sauerkraut. Stirred it up, put some pepper in there, and went to town. Hey, Dale. But it was good. That's the first time I've done that with it. I'd usually just eat it by itself. But I had a jar from it and onions too, and I put a little fork full of that in there. All that was in there. It was good. Man, I love that kind of food. Power went out. Lord have mercy. Well, what caused that, Tim? Storm? Snowstorm? Blizzard or something? I watched it on the internet sitting there. I watched the last few minutes of the Cowboys game. Boy, that little quarterback from San Francisco, he's pretty cool. He was the last pick in the 2022 draft, Troy.
Mm-hmm.
He was the last player chosen in the last year's draft. And now he's
I knew them Cowboys wasn't going to win that game.
Well, they were in it. They just, I don't know.
I'll tell you what they are, but I can't tell you on this live.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I knew they wasn't going to win.
I really didn't care.
I don't think that Cowboys quarterback's hand has ever got well all the way. He just don't look good.
Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, he played right across the state here at Mississippi State, and he had some good games, but he had some bad games too.
You see what Tim wrote? Somebody stole the lines. Good night.
Yes, sir. He getting that copper.
You know, talk about things that happen. I talked to a friend of mine the other day. I guess they had a Walmart shooting there in Indiana.
I don't know.
Yeah, they did, and she was in the store when it was going on.
Oh man.
I'm like, good night. I didn't even know they had one. Yeah, well, he ain't looked good since he come back.
Yeah, I don't know how they did it. They got up there and cut it, I reckon.
Well, they probably blew off the transformer before they get up there and get it, I guess.
Yeah, you can throw wires over them transformers and knock them out. Or if they got that tool, they can reach up there and unplug it, you know. They got that pole. We got a campground here, Warfield Point Park, over on the river. It's 40 or 50 campsites right on the riverbank. And they stole all the electricity over there twice. It's underground. They had high water when they closed the park. They go over there either when the water goes down or when the water's up. I don't know exactly. I don't know when they do it, but they get it and they pull all that wire up out there and just cut it off of each campsite and roll it up and I guess carry it and sell it. They even stole it twice. Now this last time they went in, back when they went and put it in, they didn't put in copper. They got a new compound that they using that ain't worth nothing. But if you don't put up signs telling people what it is, they just gonna steal it and find out after they done stolen. You know, and people that work that hard look at me like they'd have a good job somewhere. That's a lot. That'd have to be hard work to pull all that line up out of the ground. But they sure do it. And they're stealing these dang catalytic converters out of money vehicles.
Yeah, they got mine not too long ago.
They did.
Yeah, they got mine. Hell, I had to get a garage, put my van in. They stole it right out up here in the front parking lot.
At the apartment complex?
Yeah. And they got cameras up around here, and they walked up to the camera and looked right in the camera. And I told that lady that runs this place, I said, y'all may have to get a guard. And she's like, oh, they won't be back. I said, yeah, they will. I said, it's too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go get me a garage, put my van in, cost the extra $100 a month.
Oh, hey.
And keep from breaking into it.
Well, did the homeowners, did your renter's insurance pay for it?
Why, no. Car insurance paid for it, part of it. But you put anything like that on an insurance apartment complex, they just go up on your insurance.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 40 hours for the copper and make $15 an hour pay. Well, I don't know. It seems like these thieves are working awfully hard to me. They over there at the park, they had a brand new Ford County truck they left locked up over there inside the gate at night, and they come up there and got the catalytic converter out on it and left the Sawzall laying up on the car, up on the truck. They got to checking around and with the Sawzall, and somebody reported that up to the police department that somebody stole the Sawzall. They done stole the Sawzall. Went over there and saw the catalytic converter out money and left the Sawzall laying on the truck that they already just stole.
Yeah, some of them guys ain't too bright. I'm gonna tell you,
boy.
I had one guy come down to the police station one time. He wanted to file a complaint on somebody for selling them bad dope.
So selling bad dope?
Yeah, he stole $40 from me. He gave me some supposed to be cocaine. It was baking soda.
Well, when I had that store, I had an old country store for 5 years, and I had a guy that came in there one day, and he said he was a community wine here, and he said, "I need to use the phone." I said, "All right, bud." I handed him the phone. He dialed 911. Oh, but no dollar. I said, "What you calling 911?" And this lady, this dispatcher, answered the phone. And Bud said, "Yeah, what's your emergency?" Said somebody stole my damn lawnmower. And she said, "When they steal it?" He said, "I don't know when they stole it." But anyway, the policeman showed up.
Oh, my Lord.
Deputy sheriff showed up and picked Bud up, and they went to the house. And I didn't even know Bud had a lawnmower. And anyway, that was that was all right. And of course, he didn't find his lawnmower. So about a month later, he come in there and, and he said, "I need to buy that phone." And he hit 911 again. I said, "Boy, what they done stole something else?" He said, "Hell no, they ain't stole nothing." Said, "My telephone's out." I said, "Man, Daddy, you can't." And then by that time, that gal answered, and it's on my phone, you know. But said 911, what's your emergency? And he said, "Somebody got to come fix my damn telephone." She said, "Dude,
Oh my Lord.
he said, my phone had quit working. Somebody got to come fix my telephone." She said, "You can't call 911." He said, "Well, I did." Man, it wasn't 5 minutes. Deputy sheriff showed up. He come in there. Bud was back there in the back sweeping. He come in the store and he says, "Man, who in the hell am calling the sheriff's department about that phone not being working?" I said, "Right back yonder." And he looked back there. He said, "Oh, it's Bud Leatherwood." He said, "Oh, well." He said, "We ain't going to bother him." They didn't do nothing. It could have been me, you know. Hell, they didn't want to find me or something, but they just let it go.
Yeah, I used to have people call. I had a little old lady. She called about 3 times a week. I just want to see how y'all was doing.
Yeah,
Well, ma'am, you can't call 911 about that.
yeah,
And they, I had to send somebody out there to check on her, and
right.
she wanted to talk.
That's all. Just want to visit with somebody.
And my chief said one time, "So we got to do something about her." I said, "Well, I don't know what you want me to do." I said, "Now, I done told her she can't call 911 just to talk." I said, "The woman's 85 years old. We ain't going to arrest her. So what are we going to do?
Hmm.
Uh, we write her a ticket. She probably couldn't afford to pay it.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah.
oh, my goodness.
Bud come in there one day and he says, he was all frowned up. I said, "What's wrong, Bud?" He said, "That Willie Sexton and that old woman stole my vacuum cleaner."
Hmm.
And I said, "Do what?" He said, "Yeah, they give me a ride home Saturday night and they stole my vacuum cleaner. Stole it out behind the couch." He said, "I'm going to have to kill him, I reckon." And I was trying not to laugh, but I wanted to hear the whole story. And I looked up and Willie Sexton pulled up out front in his old pickup truck. And Bud had his back to the door. And I got where Bud was looking at me, but kept his back to it. And I was asking him, "How you know they got your vacuum cleaner and this and that and the other?" And he was telling me and all and what he was going to do. And Willie come in the door. And Willie wore sunglasses. He was a tough old guy, boy. And Bud is spouting off about what he was going to do with Willie standing right behind him. He didn't know he was in there. And I said, "Bud, look at yonder." And Bud turned around and looked. He like melted in them shoes when Willie was standing there. And Willie said, and this is his very words, he said, "Bud," he said, I got papers in my house. They that thick. All about being in the penitentiary. That's what he called it, the penitentiary. He said, and that every one of them is about somebody getting killed. He said, ain't nothing in there about me stealing nothing ever. He said, I didn't steal your vacuum cleaner. But it was all, and Bud said, "Well, okay, yeah, I believe you, Willie. I believe you." Yeah, it's all about killing. Ain't nothing in there about stealing. And Willie done killed. Well, hell, he killed one. He killed one. Oh, been about 2 years ago, and he probably in the penitentiary now. But he been in the penitentiary, I know, twice, and probably there now if he's still alive. But Bud is accused the wrong man of stealing. I wonder where they didn't shoot him. I probably, if I had been standing there, he probably would have. Yeah, man. Oh, Willie, he's bad to the bone. But he pay up. He paid the bill. He was good about paying. But there's a bunch of them that wasn't. But that store was a chapter of my life that I just seen didn't ever happen. Oh, that was 5 years, and you talking about hours out in the country store trying to make it. But I had fun. All right, Mark.
I had old boy one time. Did some roofing work for a little old lady that lived in town. She called 911. We went over and she's out there in the yard crying and carrying on. I'm like, what in the world? She walks over to the squad car and I rolled out the window and I knew her, and I said, Dolores, why are you crying like that? What's happened? She said that man that did my roofing stole my money. And I'm like, well, okay. Did he steal your purse? No, he stole my money. I'm like, well, Dolores, how much money are we talking about? She said I had $10,000 in the house. And I said, you had $10,000 in cash in the house? She's like, yeah. I said, where? She said up under the bed in the cigar box. I'm thinking, oh Lord, this poor old soul's got $10,000, in the house and the cigar box instead of it being in the bank. So I went and found old guy, and I knew him. I found him. I had the boys grab him up, bring him down there to the police station. And I just told him, I said, if you got that money, you need to go on and give it to me. Because now this woman, that's the last nickel that poor old soul's got. I didn't take it. I knew he was lying. So I told him, I said, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to go back over and we're going to go back over and fingerprint that bedroom. If your fingerprints come up that bedroom, I'm going to put you in jail. The boy wasn't too smart to begin with. He started squirming around in that chair a little bit, I could tell I had him on the hook. And Greckley said, well, he said, I had some stuff in there and I was cleaning it up. I might have picked it up by mistake. Let me go look at my truck.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of he went out there and come in back in that cigar box. He said, you know what? He said, I think this got picked up by mistake. I said, well, imagine that. He got picked up by mistake. I said, I ought to put you back there in the cell. But I said, I'm not going to do it because you give it back. But I said, don't you go back over there no more.
Mm.
So I went back over and with her money, and I called her daughter on the phone. I told her daughter, I said, hey, your mama's got $10,000 in the house. She got stole today. I said, I got it back. She says, what? I said, yeah, she had it on one of them old cardboard cigar boxes. She said, well, I'll be down there in a little while to get the money. She come down there and got it and went and put it in the bank.
There you go. Yeah.
I told him we was gonna go back and fingerprint that bedroom. If I had his fingerprints.
Yeah, that got him going then.
Yeah, lock him up. I couldn't have done that to him, but he didn't know that.
No,
my chief laughed. He said, you lied to that man. I said, yes, sir, I sure did.
Yeah, begging, but it worked.
Yeah, it worked. You got to consider who you're messing with. The boy wasn't too bright.
No. No, not to still be carrying it around with him. Yeah, it's I bet you probably ran into some funny stuff doing that.
Yeah, I may have picked it up by mistake. Yeah, that's what he said. I picked it up by mistake. All right. Well, I just want to come up here and tell you about Hog Leg and Stan. You know, that
Yeah.
bunch. You got to see that sometime. That is a show. I mean, that's better than circus. I laugh.
Well, the next time, if y'all ever do it live, sure put it out where
Oh,
we'll know.
we're gonna have to do a live on it. It's just too funny not to do a live on it. I mean, I know it'll work because I've already tested it with Stan. But he hit old Hog Leg. Hog Leg's like, what in the world happened? Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think Stan got me off the hook.
Yeah. He sounds like he's a menace.
King.
Yeah, he's a menace. He's a worse menace than you are.
Golly. Well, I'm gonna go see if I can get my wife roosted out of there so I can go to bed. I think the dog is over here looking at me like it's bedtime, fool.
Yeah.
Has whiplash. You know what's funny? I'll tell you what's funny. I got on that Hog Leg, got that game, you know, and he went and got the demo version of it, started playing it, and he liked it so much.
Yeah.
But it you know, full price. Melissa sent me an email, wondering if I had a discount code for it, and I said no, I wish I did. It'd go on sale. Anyway, he kept checking it every day. Melissa told me he kept checking it every day, waiting on it to go on sale. He just decided to go on buy it.
Yeah, he said on his show one night or somewhere I heard him say that he's through with his demo hours and he wasn't gonna spend no money about the game.
Yeah, he did too.
Yeah, what he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going.
Okay.
Y'all have a good. You have a good night.
See you later, Troy.
We'll see you.
All right, man. Bye-bye. And then there was one. Yeah, I could write a book about Bud Leatherwood. He's gone now. That was the funniest human being I believe I ever been around. Had a pack of dogs that stayed with him, Shaggy and Spot and Sniff. That Bud was funny. He pulled some stunts. He pulled some really stunts. Yeah. Well, I put this back on here. We got a few more minutes till the boa's nest. I wonder if Kenneth is going to be out tonight. He was in here last night for a while. He didn't sound too bad. He felt, I think he went through the same thing I went through with his back. But I'm going to get mine tended to. I made up my mind. There just ain't no sense in suffering if they can do something. No sense in it at all. And it's a funny thing about that thing. Ever since the first problem I had with it 30 years ago, I was working on a research farm, and I worked on a fuel pump on a Case tractor, and I had diesel fuel on my hands and everything, and I was cleaning my tools up and putting them back in the tool chest, and all them halves and 9/16 and 3/4 I kept in the top shelf on that tool wagon, and I reached over my knee and just closed that thing when I got the last wrench in there. And the next thing I woke up, I was in the truck going to the hospital, just closing that drawer with my knee. And I'm like, it's one I didn't bust my head open on that concrete or something. But anyway, that's where they found me laying out there passed out. And that was the very first time I ever had a problem with it. And the only relief, and every time since then, uh, I used to get, every time I weed eat the yard, every third time I'd be down for 4 or 5 days from that stooping and that angle of fooling with that weed eater. I finally got rid of that weed eater and hired somebody to do it. But if I can get laid down, get in the bed, the pain completely goes away. I mean, sometimes it hurts a little to roll over or whatever. But I can lay in that bed, and if I lay in that bed for enough days, it eases up. I can't get out of the bed without almost crying, but it's always been that I could lay down and. But you can't hold a job like that. You can't. Oh, my back's hurting. I can't. I got to go lay down. Shit. You can't get away with that. But it wasn't that bad in them days. I could take enough pills and stuff that I could keep going. But it's got so bad now that and so regular that I can't handle it. It's once or twice a month. Well, that's 10 days I spend it laying in the bed. So that's the only relief I can get. But I'm gonna get this thing worked on. I hope that they can fix it. Heck, I've been laying down. I laid down 4 hours today. But that's when that's the only relief you can get. Because I hate taking them pills constantly. And I'm doped up now. I took me a handful of ibuprofen about an hour ago. And I'm fuzzy headed. Damn, my eyes sunk back in my head. Lord, that much. And Jeremy said I need a whole roll of quarters. Yeah, if I'd have known it's going to be this tough, I believe I'd have taken a little bit of care of myself coming along. I'd have got me I know I'd have been a cheerleader instead of a football player. And maybe I'd have been an umpire or something instead of a baseball player. And I sure wouldn't have worked as hard as I did my whole life. In the last 10 or 12 years, I taught school and coached baseball and football. That was about the easiest thing I did. In that 5 years in that store, that wasn't hard work. Yeah, Tim, I probably, let's see, today, Monday, Friday was 2 weeks since I had anything to drink. I ain't lost my taste for it right now. I guess it'll come back. I don't like to mix that alcohol with that medicine. But Oh, okay, David. Well, hey, look, we got some good ones down there at Jackson in this Mississippi Sports Medicine. They they well documented. They good. There's been a lot of people that they've helped. I've carried a lot of ball players down there to them through the years. My I got both my grandsons have been to me down there. They're good. You ever heard of Campbell's Clinic in Memphis? Campbell's Clinic used to be the elite orthopedic place in the South. University of Tennessee, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Memphis State, Delta State. I imagine Arkansas State, Tennessee Martin, all the colleges around used them in all the high schools. Campbell's Clinic is in the top of Baptist Hospital, and I went to them for 2 different occasions. They operated on my shoulder, and also I broke my ankle twice in high school, and they tended to all that for me. But I don't know. I don't hear much about them anymore. I don't know. I mean, all those doctors are gone now. But now it's the Mississippi Sports Medicine, and now they're pretty good. They tend to a bunch of schools and colleges around, and folks like me. I eat some popcorn and dry my throat dry. But that's where I'm going. It's Conway's 2.5, 3 hours. Jackson, hour and a half. And I got sons in both places, so I've got some videos today. My little granddaughter, when I say little, hey, she's 16. She had a big horse show this weekend. And she finished third out of 22 riders in several events. She won $300. I guess it goes to the stable that you riding out of. She won $300, and she was proud of herself. My daughter-in-law sent us some videos. Well, she looked good riding the horse. It's a Hunter Jumper, I think, the name of the stuff she does. And I can't judge them. She always looked like she does a good job to me, but this was her best day ever. She won. She I think 5th was the lowest she finished in any of her events. Lucky, are you worried, Mama Kitty? No, you are. But that's something I'll never do is ride a deadgum horse. I don't do that. I love to watch her ride them though. She's good at it. I've been to a bunch of her events, but I've been to a bunch of them by myself. And they last for 2 days. Curry Health and Wellness. I imagine my grandsons have probably they going to somebody, my junior that's the cross country runner. He goes to somebody up there that he's having trouble with his hips right now. They got him off the track for a month. Had to have some special shoes made. They got one leg, it's a little bit longer than the other one, and it's causing him a bunch of problems. That's probably who he's going to. I bet that's who he goes to. Don't forget me. Back problems? Well, if I had to get a second opinion, that may be what I'll do. I just want to get the ball rolling and get this thing in the works. Because what I've understand and what different doctors have told me, not back doctors, orthopedic, they tell me sometimes this surgery is outpatient, so it can't be that big a deal. Because there's no what's the pad in between your vertebrae? What's that called? Disc. The disc. All my discs are full looking. They look good. It's just out there on the ends of the vertebrae where they've grown like a chicken beak, one from the top and one from the bottom, and they touching outside of my backbone. And they say that sometimes they can even dissolve those things some sort of way. But kind of the problem, only thing that bothers me about it is that I got more than one. It's several of them down in my lower body. Some worse than others. They got to get all that. So I don't know. I don't know how serious it's going to be. I know I'm sick of taking pills and all that. I don't think so, Tim. I think everything looks good on the X-ray, except that out on the end out there where those vertebrae are growing, those chicken beaks, and they rubbing outside out there. They touching bone on bone, and I think they pinching some of everything, David. But it's not supposed to be that big a deal to straighten out. It's not an uncommon thing. But forever and ever, I thought I had sacroiliitis. I mean, I do have it, but that's not what causes me to have to lay in the bed for 5 or 6 days. That's just walking up and down that riverbank sets that thing off. But I got a belt I can wear that I bought that's made especially for that. It tightens your hips up, and it works good. It's comfortable. I wear it when I'm fishing over there lots. There's 1 or 2 places that we go, I have to wear it. It's tough. But that causes me trouble walking. I mean, it's painful to walk a long way. It starts hurting real bad. That's not the kind of pain that this back pain is. Now, forever, I thought it was that sacroiliitis. Until these x-rays started showing up better than 6 years ago. And this was spinal disc and stuff. But all my discs and all look good. It's good and thick. They look good on x-ray. But this MRI going to be better. So it's been 10 years since I had an MRI. I think seemed to me like maybe around 2000, I must have had a bad attack with my back, and They did MRI then. But out through the years, I've had all kind of tests. I had them where you drink that nuclear stuff and they run you through that machine and show arthritis and all that. I done had all that done. Had the nerve test where they shoot that electricity out through you. And I could take a pin and stick it in the little finger right there till it bled, and I could let anybody do it. You just hold that finger and you stick a pin in there till it started bleeding. I couldn't feel a thing. And so I got me an appointment down there with one of them nerve specialists that shot that electricity through me and everything. And when it was all, I forget what that test cost, but it was out of sight. And when it was all said, and it lasted about 3 hours. When it was all said and done, the doctor told me it was going to get a lot worse before they could tell what was wrong. That was the prognosis. And there I was with, you could stick a pin in that little finger and it bleed, and I couldn't even feel it. But it's going to have to get worse before they could tell what was wrong. So I said, the hell with it. I kind of lost confidence in, and that was back in the 80s. So I've been having trouble for quite a long time. Yeah, it could be. But at least now it's showing up on the x-ray where you can see it really good. The x-rays from 6 years ago we looked at and compared the new x-rays to, you could see the difference. And 6 years ago it just barely, the two vertebrates that are rubbing now, they just barely had a little deformation on them. And now that deformation has been grown out and they touch it. And they say they'll eventually grow together if you don't do something about it. Now, I don't know. And then below that is one that's on the x-ray, can't tell, but she says, the doctors that are looking at it with me said that it looked like they fused together to her already, down real low. And so that's where I am. But I got yeah, it is, Tim. But that's what you get for having a high pain tolerance. I would imagine that a lot of folks would have already been operated on years ago. But I don't know. My oldest son is the same way. He just he got a high pain threshold. He inherited that from me, I guess. CP has a lot of pain, and I can't relate to it until he gets them incapacitated. And here in the last year, I guess, I get the same way, and it's the pain is so great that you just incapacitate. You can't do that. And CP gets that way. But he's had a back operation and like to die from it. But all that stuff got infected in there and it messed his back up. He has terrible pain. And I know how he feels. I mean, he's been dealing with it for several years now. And he has good days and bad days just like I do. But when your back is hurting you, buddy, man, it's just bad. Worse than a damn toothache, I can tell you that. And I've had a bunch of them too. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Well, that's enough about that. That's enough about that. We got 17 people in here, and somebody needs to come on up here and let's visit 15, 20 minutes before Hog Lad comes on. Yeah, these damn thieves done stole three lines. That's they working out there right now stealing something somewhere. Boy, I hate a thief. They broke up a big theft ring here about a month ago now. They found a warehouse full of four-wheelers and lawnmowers, riding lawnmowers, zero turns, all the kind of utility trailers. And they found it. They called it a big bunch of thieves. But we got them running out our ears, all these crackheads running around. Bunches of them. I guess they everywhere though. I don't know what's wrong with Americans that don't want to work. And there's plenty of jobs. I can't comprehend that. I don't know what makes a person tick that would rather live off the government than hold a job and steal on the side. I can't understand deadbeat dads. There's a lot of stuff that goes on now that just wasn't that way. Never was that way. Homeless, fatherless families. And that just, I can't imagine how they did it. It must have been out in a fairly desolate place, Tim, I guess, huh? Where they had time to do all that. I don't know. I can't imagine. Yeah, you got to have some heavy equipment to move that stuff around. No, how hard would it be to chop it up into pieces once they got it on the ground? I never have seen one of them cables. I've seen them stretch them, and I've never been up close enough to tell how big it was. I guess they're pretty good size, though. I watched them try to stretch one across the Mississippi Road here when they were building that new bridge with a helicopter. Man, I said that they're fishing. And they was pulling that line out off of a reel with that helicopter just like a super duper fishing rod. Had a big reel sitting on the trailer back yonder, anchored down, and the cable going up over the pole, up on them big aluminum poles. And then it went to another aluminum pole. And then from there, it was going across the river to another aluminum pole. And they had that helicopter up there tied to it. And he pulled, and he's moving on across. And it was just like a fishing line. And he got out there in the middle of the river. The wind was blowing. It was on a Sunday too, and the wind was blowing. And it looked to me like the helicopter wasn't big enough to pull that thing. And the wind, with the wind blowing too, and finally they had to reel him back up. They reeled him back up, and the helicopter went on to the airport, I guess, or somewhere. But I thought sure I was going to see some folks die right there that day. And the next time I was over there, which was 3 or 4 days later, fishing, I pulled up there and dropped my anchor. And I happened to notice, and it was a cable stretch across. They didn't stretch one of them cables during the next 2 or 3 days. And I've forgotten how many goes across there. It's 3 or 4 on that big old pole. They go all the way. That's a long ways across that river. Three and a half foot plus string. Man, that's big. They'd have to be chopping it up, I guess. I don't know. But you know, stealing copper ain't nothing new. I used to farm back in the early 70s. And they came through some kind of national oceanic or something or other, came through out there on the gravel road where we farmed. They came all over the Delta. And they running solid copper wire. And ever so often they drilled a hole in the ground. They had a small, I don't think it's drilling over 20, 30 feet. And they drop a sensor off of that copper line, hook a sensor to it, drop it down in a hole, and they go on down and drill another hole. And then they would, I guess it was seismic, whatever they do, and they jar it. I guess they're looking for oil or natural gas or something. I don't know. Just lost power again. Lord have mercy. But I don't know how many miles of that copper that they stretch out, but it was miles. And when they came by my farm, I was back there cultivating, and they come down the road and all that equipment and stuff, and I just stopped the tractor and went over and talked to them. And I said, y'all leave this copper laying out here like this? He said, yeah. Why? I said, I'm surprised that these wineheads around here ain't stole all this copper. They said, we ain't had any stolen. And it wasn't 3 days. They was on up the roadway, up past my neighbor. I saw Deputy Sheriff come by the farm. And so I was in my pickup, and I just followed him. And I followed him up the gravel road, and they done stole about 1.5 miles of that copper that night. They done come down through there and rolled it up and cut it and put a bundle on the truck or trailer or whatever they had. They done stole about 1.5 miles is what they said. Solid copper. It wasn't coated or nothing. It was just copper. They done stole all that stuff. But that was in the 70s, so, you know. Well, you know, that's what everybody thinks around here. But there nobody ever get caught. And they photograph the trucks and cars and everything at this junkyard here when you come up. David, the only person I ever know got caught was a fellow they put in one of the Frisbee golf courses over there on Warfield Point Park. And some idiot went over there with a pipe cutter and cut one of them down and put it in the back of his truck and went to the junkyard with one Frisbee thing, you know, with the chain and lay it in the back of his truck. Went to the junkyard, and they bought it, and somebody at the park discovered one of them been gone. So the sheriff went by the junkyard over there. And they had a picture of the guy with that thing laying in the back of his truck with his tag and everything. He's the only person I ever know got caught. But I don't know. They buy it across the river, and then they buy it up at Osceola, Arkansas, and then we got a big one here in Greenville that the Japanese got on, and they grind up cars and everything over there, loaded on barges. So I really don't know how they get by with selling it, but they do apparently. They wouldn't be stealing it. They must melt it down or cut it down or do something. I don't know how they do it. Hell, I've known some of them here. We got a bunch of junk haulers here, bunches of them. The highway is even littered with junk, and you get run over and carry tires up and everything. It falls off them old trailers and things. I've known several of them, and they pull up out there with a truck and a trailer and sell the whole thing. And truck and trailer and all the junk. And sell it all. Catch them ride home. Sure do it. And I got a good friend that used to run that grinder. And they ran it 3 shifts. And he ran that grinder, and he ground up a safe one night. He ran a night shift. Somebody brought a safe up there, and it was full of silver dollars. And Terry got a sack full of silver dollars. They laying all everywhere. But that safe was full of stuff. But he's sitting up in a big old glass cab watching that thing run. Look, you better leave it, kitty cat alone. She ain't bothering you. She ain't not bothering you a bit. Get up here on this bed. Come on. Get up here. Get up here. Come on. Mama kid is in here under the bed and it's driving him crazy. For her to be in here around me. All right, well, it's getting close to boar's nest time. Y'all all going over there? I guess you are. You wouldn't be sitting up. Can y'all hear my computer running tonight? Don't seem like it's cutting up like it was yesterday. Don't seem like it anyway to me. Well, I guess I'm just used to it. It don't bother me too much. You going to sleep? Well, you're in the dark, don't you? Yeah, you're in the dark. Yeah, if they stole that cable, they got to replace all that cable. I don't know. That's amazing. Yep. All right, well, it's 12:50 here. Well, I reckon I'm going to shut this thing down and fan not blocking clean. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. don't know enough about this stuff to know which one of them got the fan in it. I guess it's that little box back there. Or it may be this. I think this screen is the computer. Maybe inside there somewhere. Okay, Tim, I'm fixing to shut this thing down too. I'll probably stop at the hog leg for a while. I'll see everybody later. Thank y'all for coming in. Have a good night. Bye-bye.